Professor Edwin Chomba, Permanent Secretary, Training, Ministry of Health. UNICEF Country Representative, Nola Skinner. Mr. John Zulu. Nola Skinner, you just arrived. May you stand up, please, for people to see you. Thank you for coming. Mr. John Zulu, Director of Child, Ministry of Youth and Sport. Mrs. Bessie Chelemu, Director of Sport, Ministry of Youth, Sport and Child Development. Mr. Dr. Daniel Makawa, oh my God, I'll be sued. Dr. Daniel Makawa, Assistant Director, Clinical Services and Care, Ministry of Health. Madam Julian Mwape, Director, Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities. Dr. Mwamba, Principal Education Officer, Ministry of General Education. Dr. Andonio, Principal Education Officer, Ministry of General Education. Mr. Ubano Mutati, Chairman, Mulenga Autism Foundation. Representative from Liquid Telecoms. Dr. Frederick Chitangala, Center Director, Olympic Youth Development Center. Namnunga School Management and Pupils. Directors, Mulenga Autism Foundation. All the sponsors present. All members of the clergy present. And all our partners, children, invited guests, the media, may I simply say, ladies and gentlemen, it is once again an honor for me to be invited to officiate at the second Autism Awareness event organized by the Mulenga Autism Foundation. Last year, Mulenga Autism Foundation, working together with other organizations and parents, invited me to grace the first ever Autism Awareness Walk. It is gratifying to hear that since that walk, many other individuals and corporate organizations have come on board and joined the awareness campaign to support the people living with autism. I am also aware, and through reading in our daily newspapers, that this year there will be similar events taking place in different parts of our country to raise awareness and celebrate those that are living with autism. Ladies and gentlemen, even though autism awareness in Zambia has increased in the past year, we still have a lot of work to do, as there are still a lot of parents and guardians that either do not know what it is or is struggling to accept that their children have autism. That is why this year's theme of increasing understanding and acceptance fits very well with where we are as a nation in relation to the condition. I am happy that the journey we started last year has covered a lot of ground towards the 10,000-mile journey of awareness. Like any other medical condition, you cannot expect to be made well if you fail to accept and seek remedy. But how shall our people accept what they do not know and understand? And how are they going to know if there's no one to provide information about the condition? The first step is to show love by supporting those living with autism and their families, as well as disseminating information about the condition to the communities. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, there's normally a tendency in leaving the work of awareness to those who are directly affected, while the rest of us just watch like spectators until such a time that we shall be affected and start running around unprepared. My dear brothers and sisters, if we think that we shall tackle the problem when it gets into our houses, is a recipe for disaster. What we should know is that what affects our neighbor affects us as well. In my language, we say, chaona mzako chapita, mawa chilipaiwe. Therefore, the task of informing the nation lies in every one of us as citizens. The theme of this event today focuses on family participation for greater autism awareness. The family is the basic support system for any child's development. It is therefore important that we engage families if we want to see maximum participation. But it is also important that we do not restrict the family to the nuclear setting only. We have heard that it is difficult for a lot of parents to accept that their children have autism. The effect of this denial has been linked to delayed access and provision of the necessary treatment that the children so urgently require. The involvement of the bigger family beyond the father and mother is thus imperative in assisting not only greater awareness, but quicker acceptance and treatment of the children on the autism spectrum. Mr. Chairman, the initiative by Mlenga Autism Foundation in collaboration with their parents of introducing Disability Media Awards beginning this year in December is a step in the right direction. The drive, which you are calling Pamozi Tikambe, that seeks to recognize media houses and individual journalists who will excel in providing awareness on disability in their content, is most welcome. Such initiatives deserve the support of all well-meaning Zambians. Let me join you at this moment to implore the private sector to come on board and partner with the Mlenga Autism Foundation in making this initiative a success. It is also pleasing to note that the media have responded positively to the call by the Mlenga Autism Foundation by giving favorable coverage to autism awareness. May we give them a clap. Thank you very much. The members say, Apo Epa Shiri Pakuleka. Ladies and gentlemen, even though autism awareness should be a continuous process, the current drive must include the following objectives. 1, to increase numbers of children accessing diagnostic and assessment services. We have heard this from Professor Choma. 2, to increase acceptance among parents of children with autism. 3, to reduce stigmatization and discrimination of both the child and parents in the society. 4, to reduce the number of pupils sent away from schools on account of autism or any other disabilities. 5, to engage the private sector to commit funds for activities related to autism. 6, to promote inclusive activities like sports tournaments in partnership with families of children with autism. Ladies and gentlemen, parents as primary care providers many a time find this role of caring for children with autism stressful and burdensome. This support system will have to include both traditional home and community-based psychotherapy services. This is because access to psychotherapy services is hampered by beliefs that only those who are mentally ill can see a psychologist. Such beliefs should also be discouraged if a holistic approach and support is to be given to parents and caregivers. The need for increased understanding and acceptance becomes even more critical as individuals with autism advance from childhood through teenage years, adolescence, and adulthood. The risk of abuse is greater, and instead of protecting them, our society takes advantage of them. The forms of abuse that have been reported, like we heard from the chairman, include sexual, verbal, emotional, and physical abuse. They are further exploited for their labor due to their hard-working nature. As we fight abuse and violence against those with autism, we need to also reclassify those that may not be able to speak for themselves and are unable to comprehend the world around them like typical adults. This calls for the inclusion of law enforcement officers in this awareness so that they treat those on the spectrum accordingly. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I would like to encourage the nation at large, especially those that are not directly affected by the spectrum, to keep up the good work. I hope your example shall serve to encourage others not to leave the fight for social inclusion for the differently abled or those that are less privileged to a select few. I am therefore urging the media, religious leaders, policy makers, government officials, and business houses to talk about autism. I hereby pledge my support in your future endeavors aimed at sensitizing people to autism. Let me also appreciate Namnunga schools for offering specialized services for autistic children. We salute you. It is now my time to thank every one of you that has found time to be with us today and appreciate this condition of autism. May God bless you all. I thank you very much.